Wenjun, the classical world champion of women's chess, blunders in this match against Gunay Mammadzada. Wenjun starts with the plays with the white pieces and Mammadzada with the black pieces. So it's the king's Indian attack, and so after d4, knight f4, knight d2, bringing an extra support for this knight in case of a capture, recapture with the knight. H6 now, not allowing the knight to develop, and the rook comes to e1. Bishop to f5, c4, bishop e7, b3, castles on the king side, bishop cancels to b2. So in case of a capture, you can recapture with the knight, bring the rook to the c file, and have a nice game. So this dark square bishop looks pretty good for white. e3, so a3 now, not allowing to create that good space on the file. Knight e4, knight captures knight, bishop recaptures. Bishop h3, queen b6, knight d2, attacking the bishop. Bishop retreats to g6. The position is still equal after 15 moves. Bishop to c3, knight f6, bishop g2, still trying to put their pieces into the best position, both the players. Queen c7, retreats, probably looking to push the pawn to b5, queen c1, pushes the pawn to a4, not going for the capture and pushes b4, goes for the capture, knight will recapture the c4 pawn. The knight now can occupy this nice little outpost on e5. But black can counter it with its knight. So knight d5, attacking the bishop. Bishop retreats to b2. f6 now, not allowing the knight to come in and occupy that e5 square where it's a very dangerous piece to be. Pushes e4, hitting the knight. Knight retrieves. Bishop h3 and bishop to f7. Knight e3 was played. Queen c1. Bishop f8, threatening the g7 pawn. f4, looking to storm the king side of black. Knight c8. All the pieces are on the back rank, mostly, but a rare sight in any chess game. Bishop g2, Queen a7, and h3. Knight d6, and still the position is equal. Tucks the king away to h2. Queen d2, supporting the pawn on d4. Rook comes up the board, putting in an extra pressure. Now with the pawn push to e5, she pushes the pawn and g4. So knight comes in, protecting that pawn. After capture, pawn recaptures. So the pressure is on d4 pawn. Attack 4 times, defended 4 times. So here pawn is captured. You can recapture. If you capture, the queen will be gone. So pawn push. So the best was to capture the pawn. This allows the pawn to be pushed, and queen b6. Rook comes in, actually attack on the queen. So actually the pawn push is best because you can grab a piece if it's captured. So instead, bishops are traded off. King moves away to h8. Queen e2. She goes for the capture. Queens are traded, and the best was to bring the bishop here. Now this rook infiltrates, doubles up the rook. Bishop attacks, and this is a big mistake because this allows the capture to happen, and she actually loses a piece. Black gave up one of the pieces for 2 pawns. Now Wenjun is losing and black is winning. Captures the pawn. forces the capture, and Wenjun resigns the game because it's pointless to this pawn is gone, and this pawn will queen.